Good morning to all. I'm here to start with the radio wave propagation. So in the radio wave propagation, we have to see how the wave is propagated in phase space from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna, and what are the different types of wave propagation. So we have to see there are three types of wave propagation which we have to discuss in this particular subject, antenna and wave propagation. So first one is the ground wave propagation. So generally in the ground wave propagation, the operating frequency is from 3 kilohertz to 300 megahertz. The region is here because here the wave for that particular frequency, the wave is not absorbed by the lower atmosphere. And second one is the skywave propagation. Here generally it is used for the high frequency signals, and here the frequency operating frequency ranges from 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz. The reason is because at that particular frequency the earth ionosphere act as a reflecting plate, and the signal get total internally reflected by the ionosphere and bend towards the earth surface, and the receiving antenna can receive the signal, and it is used for the different types of ionospheric high frequency communication. So here the for the skywave propagation, the lowest frequency for skywave propagation is 3 megahertz. It is due to the gyro frequency, because at that particular frequency the electric field is equal to the magnetic field, so the signal get absorbed by the ionosphere in that particular frequency, and when the frequency is greater than 3 megahertz, then only it can reflected by the ionosphere. So the minimum frequency range for the skywave propagation is 3 megahertz, and when the frequency is greater than 30 megahertz, the signal get penetrated by the ionosphere, so it is not reflected back to the receiver antenna. So that the operating frequency range for the skywave propagation is 3 to 30 megahertz. After that, we have to use the space wave propagation. So in the space wave propagation, we have to see the different types of space wave, like line of sight communication and satellite communication. So we will discuss in these two topics in detail when we study about the skywave. So here for the skywave propagation, generally the operating frequency ranges from 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz. And to understand the concept of space skywave propagation, we have to start with the ionosphere. Firstly, we have to understand the characteristics of the ionosphere. Then only we can understand how the wave get reflected by the ionosphere. So these are the simple three type of wave propagation: line of sight, the ground wave, and sky wave propagation. In the sky wave propagation, the wave get reflected by the ionosphere, and in surface wave propagation, the wave is bent from the earth from bent. The wave is get radiated in the lower atmosphere, and it is going toward the receiving antenna with the help of the curvature of the earth. And third one is the space wave. In the space wave propagation, if we have to achieve the line of sight distance between the transmitting and the receiving antenna. So this is the pictorial representation of line of sight, ground wave, and sky wave propagation. So in the sky wave propagation, firstly we have to understand how what are the behavior of ionosphere. So first, to understand the behavior of ionosphere, firstly we have to see what are the different layers of ionosphere. So there are three layers: troposphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, and there is one more layer, stratosphere. So because of these three layers, the so generally for the skywave propagation, we have to use the ionosphere. So ionosphere consists of three different layers: D layer, E layer, F1 and F2 layer. So because of this D, E, F1 and F2 layer, the wave get penetrated by the wave get reflected and back toward the earth surface. The reason is with the help of this particular diagram, you can understand when we move from the troposphere to the ionosphere, the electron density get increasing, and because of the electron density, there is one formula called mu is equal to under root of 1 minus 81 n upon f square. With this particular formula, you can say that the refractive index of the ionosphere is depending upon the electron density. As we move from the lower atmosphere to the upper atmosphere, the electron density is increasing because of the sun ultraviolet lights. So because of that light, the wave get the atoms in the ionosphere get ionized, no? Because of the ionized atom like SO2, O2, O3, there is the there is the electron density, and because of that electron density, there is the refractive index coming to the picture. And because of the because of the when we move from the earth surface toward the higher atmosphere, the electron density get increasing in the atmosphere, in the ionosphere, and because of that increased electron density, the refractive index of the ionosphere is also increasing, and because of that we get the condition of total internal reflection. And because of the total internal reflection, the wave get total internally reflected by the ionosphere, and reflected wave at the receiving antenna. So this is the simple principle of skywave propagation, how the wave get uh, penetrated by the earth surface, and because of that penetration, because of this particular reflection, we can get the receiving signal at the receiver end. So this is all about the different layers of skywave propagation. And so there are three generally for the ionospheric communication. There are three different layers which we have to see. The first one is the F1 layer. F1 layer or region is 120 kilometer to 400 kilometer from the Earth's surface, and it is the top most layer of the ionosphere. Here, extreme ultraviolet solar radiation ionize atomic oxygen, and the F region is the most important part of the ionosphere in terms of high frequency communication. F layer combined into one layer at night, and is the presence of sunlight, and it divides into two into the F1 and F2 layer. The F layer are responsible for most skywave propagations, so of radio waves, and the thickest and the most reflective of radio on the side of Earth facing on the sun. So this is about the F layer. So F layer is generally used for the skywave propagation, and it is used for the day as well as in the night for the skywave propagation. The next layer is E layer. So the E layer is the middle layer from 90 kilometer to 120 kilometer above the Earth surface. And this layer can only reflect radio waves having frequency less than about 10 megahertz, and it has negative effect on frequency above 10 megahertz. And due to its partial absorption of these waves at night, the E layer began to disappear because the primary source of ionization is no longer present. So the increase in the height of E layer maximum increase the range to which radio waves can travel by reflection from the layer. This particular E layer is come into the picture in the day. At the night it disappear, and the waves get reflected in the night in the day from this particular layer up to the frequency of 30 megahertz. And last one is the D layer. The D layer is the innermost layer. It is from 50 kilometer to 90 kilometer above the surface of the Earth. When the sun is active with 50 or more sunspot during the night, cosmic rays produce a residual amount of ionization as a result of high frequency radio waves reflected by the D layer. So the D layer is mainly responsible for absorption of high frequency radio waves partially at 10 megahertz and below. So with progressively smaller absorption as the frequency get higher, the absorption is small at night. So this is the reason. So generally, the D layer is used for the very low frequency reflection in the range of skywave. So it is the wave which is having frequency near to the 10 megahertz is reflected by the D layer in the skywave propagation. So this is all about the three important layers by which you can reflect the signal by the ionosphere and get the uh, get the skywave signal in the receiving antenna. So this is the one mode of wave propagation. So uh, in this mode of wave propagation, we have to firstly we have to understand the concept of uh, atmosphere and the different layer of atmosphere, and with the help of those layer you can understand how the wave get reflected, how this particular wave is come into the existence, and how the wave get reflected by those layers. So here we have to achieve the condition of total internal reflection. For that we have to move from the rarer to the denser to the rarer medium, and we move from the denser to the rarer medium, then only the wave get reflected. So this is the how we can achieve in the day as well as in the night time with the help of different layer of ionosphere. So this is all about the introductory part of skywave propagation, and introductory part of skywave propagation. The next lecture we start with